Alrighty, hello everyone, and welcome to this week's market recap webinar for the US markets. And what a crazy week it's been! Oh my God, it's been a roller coaster. I don't know about you guys, but another red one for me, unfortunately. Alrighty, let's get straight into it tonight. So, um, first on screen here, we've got the S&P 500 for this week, with the white line being the start of the week. And look at that roller coaster that we've had from the high up there at the end of last week, at the close last week. A complete downturn for basically the whole week until Friday afternoon. Thursday, we started to see a little bit of a recovery. But Friday really started to ramp up a little bit, which I found kind of odd, leading straight into the weekend. So we'll see if that continues into next week, hopefully. But just watch out for that dead cat bounce. Nothing really has changed economically that I noticed. Nothing to turn the sentiment around that I noticed. So yeah, just be careful of that. Keep your risk tight. Good risk management principles, all that sort of stuff. Um, yeah, so big drop here just with the fears of inflation and still the crypto and stuff like that going on. So main thing this week though, the inflation um, worries that we're seeing globally at the moment, and this is only the beginning, guys. Um, So I don't know about any of you, but if you haven't noticed the prices rise in your grocery stores and in your at your fuel stations and everything, if you haven't noticed that rise yet, you've got to be living under a rock, because I haven't seen it spike so quickly and rapidly ever, really. It has been a big price hike in a very short amount of time that I've noticed. So something definitely to watch out for, um, as it will likely increase over the next few months. A little interesting picture that I saw on the Yahoo Finance Instagram, I think it was yesterday, was just this little percentage change in average unit price versus previous year. Inflation seen in only food prices, but you can imagine um, this sort of stuff applies to other things as well. So as you can see, a quite a significant rise in almost everything. Um, from about quarter way through the list here, it's 5% onwards, and seafood really going up there. I'm not really sure what the catalyst for that is. Um, maybe less seafood being uh, provided or caught or whatever you want to call it. Maybe that's the case, which lowers the supply, meaning the price needs to go up. But yeah, everything else, diet, nutrition, 9%. Imagine that. Jeez, man. You want to eat healthy? 9% increase in inflation. Crazy, man. Weird world we live in. Anyway, that's a little snapshot for you guys. I thought that was quite interesting to see. And yeah, um, look at this guy. This chat clearly indicates we all need to switch to eating only dessert. Jeez. Um, yeah, so just got to be careful with that. And we'll see how those fears play out into next week. Just back to the S&P, you can see it's still moving between this channel quite nicely. Still in an uptrend, which is nice. If we see a break of this line, it should be quite interesting. So yeah, just before we go any further, I just wanted to talk about a couple of things that I've been chatting with some people about online in some of the forums, and just with some people in my general circle, is just the not necessarily concern, that's a good word for it, the concerns that I'm having with the crypto bubble that's happening at the moment and the inflation prices. So um, I think we just need to be careful. It just seems, I just get a weird feeling about what's going on in the economy and how disjointed it is at the moment. Um, with how the market's acting, how the crypto market's acting, how the um, prices of goods are increasing with inflation. So, just something I wanted to um, show you, just in relation to inflation. Have a look at lumber. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, hold on. Yeah, here we go. Have a look at this. This is lumber pricing. That's the current contract. So have a look at that. That is for wood. So we saw a high in 13 of around 410. It's sitting at 1,390. Now, if that doesn't make you go, whoa, what the hell? Then I don't know I don't know what will. So yeah, I think we're in for a shock, honestly, when inflation hits properly. The other thing I want to show you guys as well is not that one. Bitcoin, how it's acting. So have a look at the chart here. It looks like a nice little bit of a head and shoulders pattern going on here with the top forming here, the shoulder coming in, and then weakness starting to show, cracking through the 100-day EMA. I know I've said it before, but could this be the end now? It's getting weaker and weaker, and have a look at the volume as well. So we had this nice little big spike in volume here, died off a little bit, and again. Then we had some low volume, so not very many sellers, just getting in for the ride up. And we started to get some selling in again here when it hit this sort of mark here, the 57, 58-ish mark down. Low volume buying again, up and down a little bit of a spike, and that's majority selling, as you can see. Low volume buying again, so people buying, not much selling going on. Another big sell-off and increase in volume there as well. So interesting. We're under the 50k mark now. So yeah, it'll be good to see what happens. So many coins and stuff coming out. You're literally buying nothing. I don't understand crypto that much, but I understand you're not getting anything. That's the extent of my understanding. I'd rather have a piece of a company that makes money, that provides a service or good. You know what you're buying. You know what I mean? Anyway, rant over with the Bitcoin. All right, moving into sectors. Okay, year to date, we've got energy up the top there, 41% on that rise again, possibly due to the pipeline issue that happened last week in the US, where some cyber hacking or something stops a pipeline providing gas to, I think, the eastern states or western states, one of the two. But yeah, there was a lot of time and a lot of money that would have gone there from that outage, from the cyber hack. So supply and demand, less supply, prices go up. And then we've got financials again, just behind that, 28% up for the year. Then we've got materials up 21.4, XLB, XLI Industrial 18.27, showing strength there. Real estate backing off a little bit, but starting to come back up again. Communications and internet services 14%. The S&P behind that, 11.4% up for the year. Then we've got healthcare, XLV up 8%. We've got utilities, 5.12, and then tech lagging behind, 4.58 for the year. That's insane. Anyway, all right, moving on to the next one. Entries and exits. I haven't gone to the trouble of going through and adding these this week because it's just been a bloodbath. Most of my trading's been just closing trades because just to sort of savor the profits that we did have, or to stop a small loss becoming a bigger loss. So the only position I took this week, it probably wasn't great, I took it at the start of the week, was UPS. I'll bring it up in a second. United Parcel Service, after this huge run up, nice little earnings beat there, huge. And took a small position following that momentum, was hoping to continue that on. It's looking to have held nicely around this 209, sitting in this box here, as you can see. Looking for a push above that up to this orange marker here, where I'll add to the position if it does. It's held quite nicely though over this crazy week that we've had, which is a positive, which I'm happy about. So yeah, that was the only long position I've taken this week. Oh, actually, only long position, but I did take a couple of shorts this week when it all started kicking off. The first one was DKNG. So I believe I got in at this price, and I was out at around this price here. So yeah, that was a nice little scalp that day. In and out in about half an hour, just at the market open. So that was really nice. So shorting off the huge volume, the earnings miss, and I went into the smaller time frame. So I went into the 15-minute chart, and it was just a red. So it took the short in and out, short amount of time, nice little scalp. Didn't get the top, didn't get the bottom, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to extract some alpha from the market, so get anything we can is a win. Yeah, so that was a nice little short. The other one I did was Snow. I shorted Snow just underneath this this pattern that we have here, and that was a nice little profit that we had there. And then Friday, the price came back up and took most of that away, but still got out for a couple of bucks in profit, which was good. Other than that, as I said, closed profitable positions so that we're not losing them, losing the profits that we have, and not making small losses bigger. So yeah, so not a fantastic week overall in the red, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll turn that around next week. A little bit disjointed, but here's the earnings releases for this week. Not a huge one, but there are some big companies in there reporting. So we've got Walmart on Tuesday, T2, Macy's, Lowe's, Target, that'll be a good one. Cisco. Target's been a fucking weapon. This whole, since COVID dropped, Target's been insane. Ralph Lauren, John Deere, Foot Locker, those are the main ones for me anyway. Anyway, back to it. Let's have a look at some of the positions that I'm going to be keeping an eye on and I'm going to be giving to you. So we've got a few here tonight. 45, quickly get through these. and we'll wrap it up from there. So the Triple Q, the tech sort of fund, looking to ride this momentum back up. We'll see how tech recovers this week. If it starts the week off nicely, I might take a position in this, see if we can run that up to around the 338 mark, or at least the 335 there. Apple, can't go wrong really. Bounced nicely off the 200 moving average, 200-day moving average. Nice little steady volume. Great company. Earnings beat. They do every time. Fantastic company. I'm happy buying those. Not much more justification needed really. Next one, Adobe, same thing. Going to see if we can ride this momentum up. See if the curl up continues. Hopefully it does. Not a fantastic amount of volume, so keep an eye on that. Amazon, same thing. A little bit of an increase in volume, but that's been through a lot of selling, so we need to be careful. If it can bring itself back up over these moving averages, we'll be looking pretty. Might take a small position in that. Hoping to get that run up. Boeing, same thing. Starting to come down a little bit, but as we've seen here before, bounced nicely off the 100 EMA, so hopefully that will happen again. So looking out for that. Disney, big drop here off earnings. They did beat and they did have a good quarter, but I think the forward guidance wasn't looking fantastic. But like, what do you expect from all their parks and everything like that? Like, you don't have the people to go to the parks. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean they're a shit company and you should just ditch them. You know what I mean? They've got lots of different avenues of making money. Being their Disney Plus, their merchandise, their films and movies and bloody cartoons and all that stuff, and the theme parks and stuff like that. They will come back. They're a fantastic company, not going anywhere anytime soon. So I might look at buying this dip. We'll see how we go Monday. Just because it's a fantastic company doesn't mean it is immune from a breakdown. So yeah, keep an eye on that. If it starts to bounce Monday, bounce back up, I'll look at taking a position. Love Disney. DraftKings, the company I shorted early in the week, starting to go back up. Not a fantastic fan of buying companies under the 200-day moving average. Still fairly new company on the stock exchange from 2019, so hasn't been on for 2 years yet. So this 200-day moving average isn't as well established. So we'll see how we go. We've got some nice volume here, a lot of selling, but another big volume bar there on that green candle there. So that might be nice to continue that move on Monday or early next week. Dolby Laboratories, same thing. Nice little push up there. Decent bit of volume coming in. Same thing. Ford, respecting this 100-day moving average, exponential moving average, really nicely. They're bouncing up and down back off it, like that's the concrete. So yeah, if we can push past this point here, this 11.92 $12 range, that should be looking nicely for continuation upwards. So we'll see how that one turns out. Google, looking for this bounce back up. It's sitting pretty high as it is at the moment, but in terms of RSI, it's sitting okay, about halfway between the high and low zone. So yeah, it's looking quite nice. We'll see how that one turns out. Interactive Brokers, same thing, bouncing off this sort of trend line here that I've drawn in just then. We'll see how that goes with the market open on Monday. Nice little bit of volume still here from back in this area. It is definitely still an average increase, so it is trading a lot more, as you can see. Intel, I hate the chart of Intel. It looks horrible. Look at this thing. It's an absolute mess. However, let's just focus on this part for now. We've seen some buyers come back in off the 200-day moving average. We'll see if this can run up. So we're going to keep an eye on that to Lyft. Same situation as Uber's in at the moment, which we'll come across. It's in this list as well. Same thing, looking to capitalize off this bounce up if it can continue it. Not quite hitting the 200-day moving average, so keeping some distance from that. So that's quite good to see. MasterCard, same thing, just buying the dip, basically buying the stocks that are on special. Really, there's a lot of them. Okay, next, Monster, same thing, buying the dip. But difference with me and maybe some other people are I like to wait for confirmation that things are starting to turn around before I buy. Microsoft, same thing, buy the dip. PayPal, yeah, same thing. Starbucks, buying the dip, following that trend line that we've got there, the white one added in. Can be slightly moved a little bit if we wanted to incorporate these two areas here, but it would still slope at sort of the same angle. So yeah, following that nicely. After earnings, they beat, so that's good. Yeah, so we'll see if that that continues that trend from there. Uber, same as Lyft, just peaked below that 200-day moving average there, so we'll keep an eye on that. WD-40 is looking good, crawling back to that 200-day moving average. Not a whole heap of volume in there, which is interesting. So sellers must be getting a little bit exhausted, and buying's coming in without too much resistance. AJG, Gallagher, Arthur J & Co. Insurance Brokers. Watching these to see if it can continue its run up. These three bars were the horrible 3 days we had last week, and then buying started to come in. But just look at this volume though, huge amount of volume. So that's really really intriguing to see. Berkshire Hathaway, same thing, looking to continue its run up. Not so great on the volume side of things there, so we'll see how we go. Caterpillar, same thing, nice little run up. See if it can continue, break through this box before taking a position. GlaxoSmithKline is moving quite nicely. It looks to be changing direction with its trend. I don't want to speak too soon, but yeah, it's looking quite nice at the moment. Yeah, a couple of gaps up. I know it's an ADR, but still there's some strong buying coming in there, so I'll keep an eye on that. Iron Mountain, same thing. It's been a little bit volatile over the last couple of months, but yeah, that one might be a buy. Nice little bit of volume coming in, not a whole heap, but more than back in these areas anyway, which is nice. Oracle, same thing. Dips are a little bit deeper in this stock, so the swings are a little bit bigger. Something to be aware of, but yeah, we'll see how we go. Volume's looking okay, higher than average, so that's quite good. Keep an eye on it. Unilever, same thing, looking good, massive volume still. Might see if we can get in and follow that momentum as it breaks up above that 200-day moving average as well. I'll be looking for the 50 and the 100 crossing over. That should be a good sign that things will be looking good for this company. Wells Fargo, looking, although I don't really like this company, just from documentaries I've seen and things I've read about them, Um, if it makes money, it makes money. So following this trend, see if it can continue it. Seagate, one of my favorites. Huge big sell-off here after a massive run-up that I caught a lot of. Ended up getting out close to the top, not quite, but close to it. And looks to be continuing its run. Holy crap. This, though, is quite interesting to see, and it sort of just puts a question mark in my mind about what could be going on with this. But keep an eye on it. Wood ETF, International Timber and Forestry ETF, looking to continue this huge hike off the back of the lumber futures contracts that I showed you earlier on. Yeah, see if we can continue that trend. I'm sure it will, as houses still being built and timber is still not coming in. Same with the next one, a steel ETF. So because there's a limited amount of timber, a lot of housing companies, housing builders are starting to use steel frames instead, which is, to me, that would be better, but I'm not a builder. So yeah, so a lot of demand for steel at the moment in place of wood, and obviously inflation helping that price rise as well. So we'll see if we can get riding that trend. All right, next one. This week's been crazy. It's opened a lot of big companies up for short sales. So that's what these next ones are going to go through. I'm going to hurry up this one up a little bit because we are dragging this one out a little bit tonight. So Discovery, looking to follow that downtrend. As you can see there, it's quite it's not greatly mature, the downtrend that I've got there. We might see some support there coming at the 200-day moving average. But if it breaks through that with some strength, then we could see it go lower. So watching out for that. DocuSign has been a little bit disappointing, breaking through that support level there. Got a few touches here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 touches, and it's still sort of violating that. So by the looks of things, there's a few sellers coming in, so we need to so I'll be watching that for a short sale if it starts to significantly break this white line of support there that I've got in there. Next one, Etsy, same thing, gap down off shit earnings, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, apparently they beat. Did they? Volume slowdown expected into the next quarter. Converts COVID-19 into repeat customers. Yes, and disappointing guidance. So that's landed at below this 200-day moving average, which does see a definite change in trend. As you can see, we're getting lower highs, whereas on this side we're getting higher highs and higher lows. This one is lower highs and lower lows. So yeah, I'll be watching that. If it breaks this level, this 151 and definitely 150, because that would be quite a psychological marker for a lot of people, and there'll be a lot of stops in there, I would imagine, at 150. I'll be looking to get a short sale off there. Pinterest as well, their earnings were shite. Yeah, so it didn't. Oh no, they did make money. Who am I thinking of then? Oh, there's a class action against them. Oh god, I didn't even know that. So class action against them. Earnings are not that good though, really. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't really justify this price rise. But anyway, Below the 200-day moving average, some increased volume coming in there on those red bars as well. So we could see a continuation of that sell-off there to around maybe this level, 51. If it breaks 51, we could see all the way down here to 32 or around that area. So keeping an eye on that. Roku flirting with that 200-day moving average and following that downtrend line that I've got there placed in. So I'll be watching for the break of that 200-day moving average. Shopify, got a couple of touches there of support here in this area. Battling with that 200-day moving average and this support area, so we'll see how that goes. It's already broken the 200-day. If it can break this support line, we could see a downturn to at least around this area, 890 or 900-ish. So keeping an eye on that one as well. Spotify, gee, hasn't this company been disappointing over the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months? Really dropped off that 200-day moving average as it sort of started to break it. Broke that pattern there that I had in there. It was only a loose pattern, but it broke it quite heavily. Increased volume on the selling side as well. We've got another little line of support there at 220, around that mark, from where it is now to around the 220. I've seen some buyers come in on Friday with a decent volume candle, but doesn't mean that can continue. That can't continue that that downturn or that breakdown. So if it does, we could see Spotify come down to this level down here, 176. So keeping an eye on that for a short sale. Square, same thing, flirting with that 200-day moving average and support levels down at 197 to 200. If it breaks that, I'll be looking to get in short on that. Teladoc, another disappointing one. Next line of support will be probably around here, 115. Increased volume, a lot of selling. We'll see how this one opens up next week. Tesla, same thing, really flirting with that 200-day moving average. If it breaks this support level as well, we could see a continuation down to around this area, 399, 400-ish. Take two, same thing, downtrend. If it breaks this support level, it's pretty obvious. If it breaks that, we could see a downturn to around 150. Wix just got hammered. Have a look at the volume there. Alright, they have shit earnings. Didn't make money. If this sell-off continues, if it breaks this support level, 207 area, we could see that free fall to at least around tier 140-ish. Just have a look at all this no sort of support or resistance throughout that area, so we could see a bit of a free fall there. Zoom, it's been on a downtrend for a while. October last year, just looking to continue on from that. Alrighty, and that's all I have for you guys tonight. So sorry that was a little bit long-winded tonight. I'm a little bit tired this afternoon, so apologies for that. But yeah, I hope you took away some information and some value from that. Maybe some tickers to add to your watch lists for this week. Hopefully we have a better week this week than we did last. I know I need one anyway. But anyway, as always, love doing this for you guys. Not a financial advisor or anything like that, so none of this is financial advice. It's just some information and just some of my own opinions and things to help you guys out if you want to use the ideas at your own risk. Please keep shooting through your questions and your tickers that you want me to take a look at. Yeah, really happy to help people that want to be helped, and yeah, create a really good environment that we hopefully, well, that we're building in the group that we have, hoping to continue to build and yeah, get something good going. Anyway, I'll leave it at that for tonight. I hope you have a great week. Have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.